Canada's maple syrup heist perpetrator to pay millions in damages.
Does he get to do that on easy pay? Wait, is it CAD or USD?
Right.
Is it Canadian dollars? Because that's a lot of money.
It's a lot more.
Yeah.
It's a lot more.
Hey, Dave, when I come to your wedding, like, how much can I buy and sell you? How much is that going to be?
So it says, here it is, the single most Canadian story we've ever heard. The Supreme Court of Canada has ruled that Richard Valieres must pay more than $7 million.
$7 million.
In damages for his part in one of the biggest heists in Canadian history. Valieres is accused of being the ringleader behind a large-scale theft of maple syrup from Canada's strategic maple syrup reserve.
Yeah. Yeah, they have that.
They have a maple syrup reserve.
I think we have a petroleum reserve.
Yeah.
Like we better need that. We better hang on to that gas and oil in case we need it. Canadians are like, ooh, you know those trees that we have?
Yeah,
we should probably save some of that for later.
you know what I like though? How do you get elected in that country? Like, look, nobody is gonna have dry flappies. Nobody.
I will rebuild the reserves. Flappies will not be dry. It'd be great if, like, Western Canada flappies meant something totally different. Yeah. They're like, gross.
It's like homeless people. That's what flappies mean over there. Like, what are they even talking about?
Gross. Why? Why are we talking about people's flappies?
You were going to coat our homeless people in syrup.
You went way better with homeless people than what that could have been. That could have been something way grosser.
Right. I kept it clean. Okay. But I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the Canadian homeless bathe. I don't know. You need to be real clean.
But you're familiar. You're familiar with the sea wolves. They love syrup. You know what I mean? It's like,
do you understand what you're suggesting, sir?
Do you know the kind of damage we could do with that? So it says, yes, Canada has a strategic maple syrup reserve.
We said that article. We covered that.
Because of course they do.
Did we write this?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
They're great.
I'm just reading it.
Their great caper of Valieres and his associates.
Is this Nate the Great in the case of the missing pancakes?
I don't know.
That's an actual book. Look it up.
Is known as the Great Canadian Maple Syrup Heist. In total, the gang pilfered more than 3,000 tons of gooey, sugary goodness from the national stockpile.
It'd be great if you just saw like tanker trucks driving away. Are those our trucks? We should probably look into this, guys. Is there an alarm?
This is so weird.
Hey, I just popped in with my trucks. Just gonna take off. Is that okay? Yeah, go right ahead, eh? Yeah, you're pretty cool, man. Thanks a lot. Wait a minute.
Maple syrup tours, and it's a bus with all these barrels sitting on the seats.
They just take cardboard and cover up their tankers with like a bus picture. Yeah. Hey, how come all 4 buses all have the same people like in the same seats? That doesn't seem. Wait a minute.
And they would chase them, but they're on horseback, so they're Canadian Mounties. So, by the way,
Dave, we have totally
I am severely stereotyping your entire country.
I think we've reduced everything in your country to a stereotype.
Okay, just letting you know. Okay.
Wait, we're gonna pick up some Timbits on the way there.
Of course, they didn't pour all of their haul on pancakes. Okay, I beg to differ. Though we have zero doubts that they did partake in some of the loot. Instead, it was sold forward. It was sold forward, making a comfortable profit. I don't know.
Yeah, anything would be a profit. They stole it.
Right. So that's the whole thing. When you
you
don't
didn't make a great profit on a stolen goods, like
steal different goods.
Like, we're Canadian. We don't want to rip you off. So we're going to sell this to you at a reasonable price.
They print their own coupons.
Yeah. We're just going to basically just a little bit over cost.
Yeah. What can you afford? 7 easy payments. 7 easy payments on this.
Well, it's Canada, so 9. 9 easy payments.
This perilous syrup. Wow.
Don't use it all on pancakes, because the article is going to say that we didn't use it for pancakes.
So it says, let's see how all this went down. Setting up the syrup stash, the sentence from the Supreme Court.
That's what it sounds like after you eat syrups. After you eat pancakes.
What's that?
You have a syrup stash. Yeah. Setting up the syrup stash.
Well, because I'm going to have pancakes later. There's no sense to get rid of it right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my flavor saver. I'm saving it for later.
It is what it is. Plus, you never know if I might be, found homeless in Canada someday. It is what it is. I want to blend in. That's the west side, right?
Yeah.
The west side. West side.
Vancouver, you're over there? Yeah.
Isn't Vancouver like the whole country?
And you can't see Seattle from you can't see from part of Vancouver.
No, from Toronto. Probably I could see Seattle, right?
Yeah, because Toronto's like basically due north of us. You like go right, hit Detroit, and then right over the lakes is Toronto.
So it says the heist took place more than a decade ago, okay? But to get the full picture, you have to travel way back to 1958 when the Quebecois maple syrup producers banded together. Quebecois. Maple syrup producers banded together to collectively market their product. Other producers thought it was a good idea, and in 1966, they formed the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers.
It's like OPEC in Canada.
It's the FQMSP. In 2000.
Do not say that phonetically.
Yeah. All right. So in 2000, the FQMSP, sound it out, folks, created Canada's National Strategic Maple Syrup Reserve to safeguard its members from the syrup's market price fluctuations.
It literally is OPEC for
It really is.
for maple syrup.
This is crazy. So it initially operated the syrup reserve out of multiple rented warehouses. Seems like something a government should do.
Yeah.
Let's rent this warehouse and put our syrup reserves in it.
Right.
Okay. That sounds good.
And then you just hear, Europe. Uh-oh, we've been outbid for our own syrup. Dave Hester's in here. Storage warring our syrup away from us.
Who's your landlord? Mrs. Butterworth. You may have heard of her. That'd be better than having Aunt Jemima, though. Then you know she's got your worst. She does not have your best outlook for your company in mind. Let's see here. So they did that, but security measures were bad.
At a rented
just
warehouse.
Just weird. So let's see here. The prices went up. The old switcheroo. So the crooks got to work. They were not exactly clear on how they got access to the syrup warehouses, but that's what they did. So they actually got into these warehouses. Weird, because when you rent a warehouse from somebody, you would think they provide rented security.
We had a storage unit once. I think you might have been there.
Yeah, I helped you fill that.
The gate code that they gave us was 6666. And the guy was like, oh, I don't know if I should give you that. I'm like, yeah, it's not 666, man. It's one extra one. That's not why you should worry about it. It's just one button repeatedly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you should give us a different code.
Yeah, if a woodpecker posts up and hits the same button 6 times or 4 times.
I was like, you can't
all getting
randomize that? Yeah, well, you can put the third 6 first if you wanted to.
Right.
If you want to do it that way.
Look, it doesn't matter what order they're in, just the 6s. That's what you want to go with. Yeah.
Maybe that was maybe that guy worked for he's like, hey, I'm down here in the States. I'm not really legal. I used to run a warehouse in Canada.
Right.
Don't tell anyone. Yeah. I'll be in here eating pancakes.
You're going to put the door up. It is so sticky here. Yeah. I don't understand this
at all.
there
was a spill of molasses in Boston. It sadly it killed people, but it covered like the whole town for years on hot summer days. It would smell like molasses in Boston.
Uncle Billy.
Yeah.
Just like the worst. It's like the worst memory you could have.
But I also want some candy. Yeah. Uncle Billy would have wanted it that way.
You want me to have a sugary snack right now? Should I have to? Wow, what a reminder. I'm surprised the New Kids on the Block could do any moves. Their feet probably stuck right to the ground. That's pretty weird. So to cover their tracks, they pulled the old switcheroo and pumped water into the barrels.
Oh,
Smart thinking.
Like kids in high school stealing from the liquor cabinet?
Yeah. So I guess wouldn't the other way to maybe think about it be just get other barrels? Because now you're sitting there pumping this ooey gooey shit out into another barrel.
Just do a barrel swap.
Yeah. Maybe you just
drive in with barrels, drive out with barrels.
Right.
Oh, same number of barrels going in, same number of barrels going out. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're golden. We're golden. So for a year, the plan worked like a charm. Nobody noticed a theft.
Did someone get greedy?
Because the barrels still held some kind of liquid sloshing around in them.
Well, one guy was like, this slosh is different than the others.
However, all maple syrup sales in Quebec were controlled by the FQMSP. Sound it out. So the crew shipped their loot to the neighboring province of New Brunswick. I thought they did bowling balls. That's kind of weird. For sale. Their customers included both unaware legitimate businesses and black market operators. What is the black market of
Could you imagine getting a barrel and like tapping it for your restaurant so the water just pours out? Wait a minute.
Damn it. Damn you, black market.
Man, that Quebec maple syrup is garbage. It's the wateriest maple syrup I've ever seen.
So in total, they pilfered 9,571 barrels of the good stuff, valued at nearly $15 million. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. But it says their luck ran out when an inspector carrying out a National Reserve's annual inspection began to climb on a stack of barrels. The gang must have gotten careless because they'd forgotten to fill some syrup barrels with water. And when he grabbed what he thought was a 600-pound barrel, he fell as it tumbled onto the ground.
It's like when you it's like when you grab a suitcase you think is empty.
Yeah, and you really strain.
Or you think it's full and you think it's like whoop, whoa.
Yeah, got it. As soon as the scale of the theft was clear, the cops didn't waste time in their investigation. They arrested 17 people.
It'd be great if that guy's name was Mario. And someone from Nintendo was like, I think we got a game here.
Yeah.
He to tumble down with a barrel right after him.
Yeah. You know, it just changes.
If we put an ape on the top of that barrel stack.
He's over there banging his head against a brick wall and coins are falling out of him. I don't understand what's going on. So, but they seized a large number of vehicles, equipment, including forklifts, tanker trucks, and syrup processing kettles.
Now, were they in the business themselves? Like, why would you have that? You're like running a lumber store, and you have like, why do you have a syrup? Don't worry about it.
Right.
Not for you.
Look, don't ask. We don't need it. Who are you? You know, we're the cops. Then I have that because I like
used, man.
It was here when I bought the store. Fast forward a few years, and Judge Raymond Provost sentenced Valieras to prison for 8 years. He also ordered him to pay $7.5 million in fines within 10 years or face an additional 6.
Payment plan.
Hey, here you go, bro. You put me in for 14 because there's no way I'm paying 7.5 mil. Why don't we just, Judge, just call it what it is.
So day one, when he's new fish, and people are like, hey, what are you in for? And you're like, I took on this syrup, cartel.
The great syrup heist.
That was you?
But here's the deal. So the judge sentenced him to 8 years and said he had to pay this within 10 years. 8 of those years, he's not even working.
Right.
He's in prison.
He's got 2 years. He's got 8 years to figure out a new heist to pay off the first one.
He's like, he's going to sell the story to NBC or whatever Canada has for what do they have? CBC. We'll call it CBC. Canadian Broadcasting.
I don't think you're far off. I think you're right. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Did I guess it right?
I think you did.
Oh, nice. So it says, however, there was once an issue under Canadian law. If stolen goods can't be returned to the rightful owner, the amount of the fine must equal the value of the goods. Okay?
Presumably eaten maple syrup cannot be returned to the owner.
No, get this. This is absolute garbage. Valieras argued that he only profited a measly $800,000 from his crimes. You stole $15 million.
Do you know how much fake water is?
He's got union laborers. He's like, the cost of overhead.
I paid $14 million to have water pumped into your barrels. I didn't have enough to fill all the barrels. That's how I got caught.
If your profit margin after really the amount of work you did not tap the tree, you did not process it, you did not store it, your whole work was you had a guy from a temp service drive your truck up there and pump out a barrel.
You played a shell game with your water and the maple.
Right. Look that way. Yeah. Got it. Okay, we're good.
Right.
You know?
That cost me $14 million. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I gave a lot to charity.
You know how much I had to, like, all the,
Yeah.
That was his problem. He MC Hammered it. He had too many people on the payroll.
Right.
If he would have just kept it lean, he could have had a better profit.
They just march in gold pants sideways, grab the barrels and march out the other way. Just like a team of ants.
Yeah, and just pass the guards. Can't touch this. And then just keep going.
I love that guy. That guy's awesome.
He said he couldn't touch him. It was in a song.
Called it. Called it.